Hi, I'm Doug. I'm the executive sous for Feather and Bone. Means I do all the jobs that everyone else doesn't want to do. Today we're going to be doing our version of mooncakes. We're butchers, so it's obviously going to be a meat pie. This is going to be a pork pie. Okay, so first step is going to be making the pastry. First thing I'll do is I'll get some butter and some lard. Everything here, I'm just going to put onto the stove now and just let all that melt. So the next part is going to be the flour. Quite important if you're in a humid country like Hong Kong, you've always got to sieve the flour because this is going to be full of little lumps that will ruin your pastry. Just turn this on now on a slow speed, and then we're just going to pour in the water, the fat and the butter. Not all at once, nice and slowly, just let it all come together. Right, and the final step for the pastry, we need to add some eggs to it. You can't add them straight away. The pastry now is too hot. If you put the eggs in, the pastry is going to cook them straight away. So you've got to leave this now, we'll wait for 10 minutes, slowly mix, let it cool down. Once it's cool, we'll add the eggs, and then we're ready. 5 minutes later, pastry now is it's warm, but it's not too hot, so we can add with the eggs. We'll just turn this down so we don't make a mess. Mix it until it's all come together, and it should all be like a nice, homogeneous, smooth pastry. Pastry now we just need to put into the fridge. We're going to leave this for another half an hour or so. Let it rest, cool down, and then we'll come back to it and start rolling it out. Just going to cover that so we don't get a dry skin on top. Press it down a little bit. It's going to make it easier to use later, and it's also going to let it cool down faster. Into the fridge for 10 minutes. Next we're going to make the filling. So pork pies, we're using our own free-range pork. We're using lardo di colonato and streaky bacon. Right, so I'll start with the pork. I'm just going to go through and trim out any big bits of sinew like you see here. Okay, the bacon also is going to get minced, so I'll just chop this now. Mix it through this pork. Again, very nice coarse mince, big pieces. That's just going to help with the texture when we cook it. Next for this is going to be the lardo. Again, we want this into nice big chunks. And to make sure when we make the mix that it keeps its shape and doesn't just melt, I'm going to chop it and put it into iced water. And then last few ingredients, we have some spices, which is nutmeg, allspice and black pepper, and some salt and some sage leaves. Just to finish now, we're going to mix all the parts together. So we've got the large diced pork, we've got the minced pork, the minced bacon and the sage, pepper, allspice and nutmeg, and just salt. Lardo here, all nice and cold still. Okay, and then we're just going to mix all this together, just roughly combined, so everything should be nice and evenly mixed all the way through. So I need a nice dusting of flour, stop everything sticking. Next step, we're going to line our mould. So pastry now. Again, a little bit of flour. Okay, so to shape these, we're using one of our FAB coffee cups. That's absolutely not product placement, just saying this is what I need. Take our pastry circle, just fits over the cup. We're going to put a ring here just to hold it in place. Carefully stretch it down, shape it around the cup there. Second one, just going to keep everything where it wants to be, and it just fits nicely into there. Press down quite hard onto this, give it a little bit of a twist, and we should have a pig. Like this is okay, but once you bake them, it just doesn't keep the definition. Here we have our mix from earlier on. See, it's a little bit firmer now. It's all chilled. See, we've got all our nice different textures, all the spices in there, all the herbs. It's going to be pretty good.
Sure.
Do you want to roll my balls?
I'd love to.
Hey!
Work it?
Yeah, give it a little bit of a work. What we're going to do, we're just going to make sure we push it right down, fill all the corners, nice and flat, so when we put the lid on top, it's going to keep the shape. Then the last bit for now, it's just going to be getting these lids on. Then lastly for this, we're just going to pinch the pastry in using the back of a fork, just to make sure that it really does stay together. Once again, we need to put these back in the fridge now, but for a bit longer. So these now, we're going to put them in the fridge until tomorrow, let them completely firm, completely set, and tomorrow morning we'll come in, we'll bake these off, and they're going to be ready to eat. Morning. As you can see, our pigs have been busy in the fridge, and now we have 6. That's all good. Just to finish these off before we bake them, I'm just going to brush them with a little bit of egg wash. Just going to give them a nice glaze, nice colour on the pastry. Here we go, pig's ready. Oven's all ready to go, so we're on quite hot. We're on 210 degrees there. So we're going to cook them nice and fast. And they're going to take about 20 minutes now, and then we're ready to go. Okay, so there we have it. It's our version of mooncakes. It's the feather and bone pork pie, available to order from the 1st of September. Enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys.